Dawntrail is some of the best content I've ever experienced in Final Fantasy, but honestly, it's disheartening how the negativity surrounding the expansion, especially MSQ, has completely overshadowed all the amazing things. I mean, see, I agree with this 100%. Dude, the fact that there's so many ass-hurt motherfuckers about the story is it's hilarious to me, man. Because this expansion, no meme, I'm not fucking joking, okay? This expansion has been awesome for battle content, okay? Now, again, this is one of those things where, remember how I said that just because you don't like something doesn't make the person that does like it doesn't invalidate that, right? Let's look at the content in this expansion, right? We got Chaotic Alliance. That was brand new content. That is some of the best content ever added to the game. Literally ever added to the game. And some people are complaining about not being able to plug it and shit. And my explanation for that is you just suck. You're horrible. You're shit. Because I have plugged it off stream. I have crawled through victories in that fight. You're just fucking bad. That's all it is. That's literally all it is you're just fucking bad. That's it. And you don't know how to handle it. That's it. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I have pugged this shit, okay, many times. If I can clear on fucking Reaper, okay, I'm the wheelchair Reaper, all right? If I can clear on that shit in a complete pug, then anybody can fucking do it. So I don't want to hear your shit. Just say, hey, I'm bad and I can't do it. That's it. The current raid tier is a fucking 10 out of 10, man. It is amazing. The current raid tier is fucking awesome. It's one of the best raid tiers they've ever fucking released. Dude, it's insane. Every single extreme trial in this expansion has been awesome, okay? Has been amazing. All right. Now, Byakko being the Unreal. Now, that's cringe as fuck. Suzaku, it's okay. It's whatever. The next one is going to be even better. Okay. So I'll give you Byakko. All right. But to be fair, it's just an Unreal and kind of who the fuck cares, but whatever. Anyway, you have the first raid tier. Now, the first raid tier wasn't a 10 out of 10, but it was still pretty good. It was way fucking better than Anabasios, that's for fucking sure. Yeah, it was easier, but it was much more fun, okay? And I care about fun over difficulty, okay, to a certain extent, all right? Some things can't be too fun and too easy, but at the same time, you can't have something be too hard. Because if something's too hard and obnoxious, then it's not fun, okay? You have to have a nice mix. And the closer to that mix is definitely the first raid tier, not Anabasos, okay? Now, there were some good things about Anabasos, right? Like the P10 was very good. You know what I mean? It was very good. It was one of the best second turns ever released. But my point here is that every single piece of battle content that they put in the game has been really good, okay? Now, Fork Tower is also really good, but the implementation was complete ass. That doesn't mean the content was bad. I feel like the people that are super into the story of Final Fantasy, not all of them, but I feel like a majority of them, I feel like that they are soft pillow bitches and they are extremely petty and they are the type of people that if you don't like the story, then they're going to tell you to like go off yourself and stuff. That's how I feel. Now you have that also on the other extreme. You have that also on like raiders and shit. They like shit on, I feel like that more times than not, very skilled players at the game are not like that. I have only met a couple of very, very good players. Well, I guess it's been more than a couple, been a few. Don't get me wrong, they do exist. But I feel like that more hardcore raiders are less likely to shit on the opposite end of the spectrum. Whereas like on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have like super hardcore players that are purely into the story and are complete dog shit at the game and have no intention of getting better at the game and play it as a single player game. And that's fine if you want to do that. But the problem arises when you start to shit on other people for enjoying things that you don't. That's the problem. And I feel like that there's more of that on the story side than there is on the rating side. Because the rating side, I feel like that they're, I guess, more busy because they're actually playing the fucking game. They also don't care. Like me, I'm pretty fucking good at Final Fantasy XIV. And I'm not the best. I'm never going to be the best. And there's a lot of people that are better than me. But I'm pretty fucking good. Now, I don't care how good someone is at the game. I really don't. I don't care if you have cousins. I don't care about a lot. Like, how you enjoy the game is how you should enjoy the game. If you don't raid, that's completely fine by me. I don't care. You don't have to raid. And let's say that me and you are in a party finder together. Okay, let's say you're antisocial. Let's say that, I don't know, man, you're not good at the game. Let's say you're self-conscious. As long as you try and we can clear, I don't care. Like, I don't care how bad you are at the game. It's like if you die over and over and over again, as long as we clear, That's fine by me. Because I've had people before that have been on stream with me, right? They will be in a party finder with me and they will die like over and over and over again. And they will actually send me a message apologizing. And I'm like, hey man, I appreciate the apology, but you don't have to send it to me, dude. You didn't do anything wrong. We got the clear. Like, what does it matter? We got the clear. You know, like I try to help him, right? I'm like, yo, you, you crawled so I could run. And what do I mean by that? I mean that because you were so bad and you died so much, it gave me the perfect kill time and I got a nice 100. Okay. So we can share that 100 because that 100 that I got is because of you. Okay. So I try to make it feel better. You know, well, I mean, it's true. That's the truth. It's the truth. If you want 100, you got to have a good kill time. That's not toxic. It's not. You guys are laughing because you know it's true. Like, I agree with everything of this. No cap, no meme. To me, this is so far one of, if not the best expansions. To me. And here are my reasons. The battle content. The battle content has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been insane. This expansion reminds me a lot of Stormblood. How many people in chat were actually playing back when Stormblood came out? Because this reminds me a lot about it. So for those of you that don't know, Stormblood got shit on too. People hated Lise and they didn't like the story. Now, okay. The hate that people had for Stormblood's story is nothing in comparison. Battle content doesn't matter to many. If the story attached to it sucks, it impacts the immersion. See, that's your opinion though. That's your opinion. And I disagree with that opinion. See, I'm actually on the opposite. The story doesn't matter to me at all. It doesn't impact my immersion whatsoever. I think that if you're immersed by the story, that's great for you, but not for me. I don't give a shit. I don't know who any of these characters are. And the reason why is because your perspective is just different from mine. You don't care about mechanics. You don't care about like rotations. You don't care about actual battle content. And that's fine that you don't. I would disagree that word many is because right now, people collectively hate Wuk Lamat. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think some of that hate comes from the actual voice actress? Because I do. I think that she is insufferable and she's fucking obnoxious. And I think that that bleeds into the game. So like, let me throw a scenario on you guys. Let's say that the voice acting was bad, but the voice actress came out and was like, hey guys, sorry, but we're going to have to redo some parts. You know, this and this happened. What if her approach was much different? Now, I really feel like that if she wasn't such an insufferable fucking, the perspective would be a lot better. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel like that a lot of people will tie a person to the character, either subconsciously or consciously. It's not the voice acting. I don't know. Have you heard Splain? Are you sure about that? I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, now that's true too, right? You didn't know anything about the voice actor until long after. So I am in the same boat as you actually, because I thought the voice acting was dog shit, even before I knew she was trans, before I knew any of that shit. Like basically I was one of those people that got blamed for being transphobic for not liking the voice actor when it had nothing, like I didn't even know who the fuck the voice actor was. Like that voice actor is the same person that said people were racist for not liking fucking Smile or whatever the fuck it is. She compared Smile to like black gospel music. And she said something like, if you don't like it, then you're... She didn't say exactly that, but you know what I mean. All right, guys, look, I'm going to tell you this. If you argue with anybody online, okay, the first things they're going to call you is homophobic, transphobic, a groomer, a racist, abuser, I don't know. Oh, yeah, liberal or right wing or whatever, you know, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got the politics in there too. They're going to say you support genocide. There's all these new shit. You know what I mean? Like we're slowly transitioning away from like and groomer into political stuff and genocide supporter. We're slowly transitioning. So like probably in a year when people argue online, they're not going to call each other like groomers and are going to call each other like political insults. It's like, dude, it has nothing to do with gender or race, brother. It has everything to do with spleen. It has to do with that. Like, how can you think that's good? Dude, I'm going to be real. When I did the fucking story version of that primal, that was awkward as shit. It was fucking bad, bro. Anyway, it's very funny to me how we went from if you dare say anything bad about 14, then you're going to be like crucified. We went from that to if you dare say anything good about 14, you're going to be crucified. Like... That's just so fucking funny to me, man. That's so funny to me because all of this shit that people are complaining about, you got the friends list, the tome cap, all of this shit, I have been saying for fucking years. And finally, after all of this time, it's almost like someone finally listened to something that I said. Holy shit. And I told you guys, I'm like one of those nice, smooth, shiny 8 balls. You know, you take the ball, okay? You take the ball. You rub the ball. Oh, shiny 8 ball. What will 14's future be? Let's shake it up. Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. You know what it says? It says, it's going to be fine. Yeah. It says it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. This is going to be what's going to happen. We're getting the paint. Okay, so check it out. This is the timeline. Here, we're just going to name it this already. We're going to name it Xeno was right about everything. And if he isn't, he will gift 50 subs. Refer to this after next alt. Okay, or actually wait, around. Okay, these are the bullet points here. Okay, we got current. I'm just going to leave it, whatever. People know what I'm talking about. Game is dog shit. 3 out of 10. Now, patch 7.3 will release. Game will pick up a little bit. 5 out of 10. Around a month after 7.3, game is at its lowest in expect. 2 out of 10. New Savage is released. Game is popping. Super good. Everyone... Oh, wait, hold on. Super good. Wuk Lamat dies. Everyone is now happy. 9 out of 10. Okay, and finally right here. Ultimate is released. Wuk Lamat dies again in ghost form. Game is perfect. 10 out of 10. Okay, this is my prediction. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Absolutely, I could be wrong. But this is my expectation, okay? This is the expectation I had, like, pretty much at the beginning of the expansion. Like, I don't know why everyone is surprised when they release these 7.3 patches. These 7.3 patches are typically dog shit, unless an ultimate's attached to it. I don't know why this is surprising to people. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I am not sad about 14. They are still delivering what they're saying. When they first said all of the shit that was supposed to be in the game, they have delivered that thus far. Okay? They never said we're getting 3 ultimates. So far, what have they not delivered on? I can't think of anything they haven't delivered on. Also, the expansion isn't over. They didn't deliver your hair. No. Not your hair. No. We're missing that. It's delayed. Been delayed for a decade, actually. I guess we're never going to get it. Just like the friends list. You're going to get hair before we... Yo, imagine that. Dude, yo, maybe I should go to Turkey, get a hair transplant just so I can say, bro, I went bald and got a hair transplant before they fixed the friends list. Holy shit. I mean, that's motivation enough right there. Oh my God. Can you imagine? 10 years to fix a friends list? I went through the whole hair arc. I was like in the, the griefing phase, then the coping phase, and then the no hairline phase into straight all bald for years. I finally go get a fucking hair transplant, got a full head of hair just to shave it off again to meme about it. And still we don't have a working friends list. Insane. Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto's gonna come out too. Yeah, GTA 6 is also gonna come out. This is what I think is gonna happen. All right, now, is it gonna happen? I really hope it does happen. I feel like that if people don't want this to happen, then you're probably just a little salty bitch that doesn't like good things. For some reason, people get a kick out of like shitting on others. For like, let's say, okay, so like, let me give you an example. There's a lot of players that play WoW and there's a lot of players that play 14. And for whatever reason, man, 14 players, some of them love to shit on WoW players and vice versa. Some WoW players love to shit on 14. And it's just very weird to me. It's very strange to me. And the reason why that's very strange is because what is another person's fun how does it impact your life at all? Like, if someone enjoys WoW, let them enjoy WoW. I mean, I don't. I just can't get into it. But that doesn't mean that I think it's a bad game. But you have that across every single MMO. There are Terra players that shit on other players. But we all know that they don't have a fucking opinion because they play a Korean game. Who the fuck's going to take them seriously? You know what I mean? Some Korean trash, pay to win shit. Who's going to take them seriously? But my point here is that it never makes sense to me why someone shits on another person for enjoying something. That never makes sense to me. You know, I have friends that are like really into WoW. They really love WoW. And I think it's awesome. There's a lot of systems about WoW that I think are amazing. And I wish 14 had. I wish, like, the thing is, I also look at it like from a non-MMO perspective too. Like, let's take the game Dark Souls. I actually love Dark Souls. I jokingly shit on Dark Souls a lot, okay? But at the end of the day, I actually don't like the sluggish combat. Okay, it's just not for me. Now, people will call me bad. That's fine. Look, man, I don't care. Look, I'm not trying to shit on Dark Souls. I actually really love Dark Souls. One of my favorite speed runs is actually Dark Souls. I love watching very skilled players play that game. And I also like watching very shitty players play the game. It's very good. It's very entertaining. It's just I don't like the controls, man, and I wish I could. I really do. But just because I don't like the controls doesn't mean that I don't like it, like watching the game or enjoying the game. I'll give you another example. Let's look at the Ultimate. You know, when the Ultimate is released in Final Fantasy, there's a lot of people that don't do Ultimate. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to ask the question right now. How many people on like Twitch, YouTube, streaming platforms, how many of you might not do the Ultimate, but you love watching it? Like, you love the hype that an Ultimate brings. You love the community when they release an Ultimate, man, it is unrivaled by any Final Fantasy content that ever exists, man. You can say whatever you want about the story, about anything, but none of it touches the hype that an Ultimate will fucking bring, dude. None of it. It's not even close. And I know it's not even like this is something you can't even argue with me on because I do this for a living. And trust me, okay, I know how much hype an Ultimate brings. Okay. That's not an argument you're going to win. My point being is that just because you don't play something or you don't do something, it doesn't mean that you're not going to enjoy it. This whole mentality of people within the community like shitting on each other for enjoying shit or because the story is bad right now. Like, basically there's this big, I guess, what is anti-hype? I guess doom posting. There's doom posting about how bad Final Fantasy XIV is. And I'm going to be the first to say that this is actually one of my favorite expansions. The reason why it's one of my favorite expansions is because of the battle content. The battle content in this game is fucking awesome, dude. It is fucking awesome. It is so good that I am actually super excited for 7.3. Even though it's only going to be like a 1 day, 2 day thing for me, I'm still going to farm the primal. Well, assuming it's good, I'm still going to farm the primal. You know, I'm still going to do the 24-man because that shit is fun. I'm not saying that the story is good, but to say that the entire expansion, because the story is bad, is shit, that is just wrong. Those people are just flat out wrong. They're just mad because their story sucks. That's it. But like people like myself, I am used to this. And the reason why I'm used to this is because as a raider in this game, we are typically starved for content. What I mean is that like if you play this game purely to raid, you are going to have the mentality that you are going to be starved for content because this game releases content like raiding and shit slow. We get content every 6 months and it's only for raiders. What? There is more content released in this game for casuals than anything else. Casuals, which are 85% of the player base. And you don't get anything. Okay, look, man, I'm just going to ban you. I'm just going to ban you because you are so stupid. Okay, so you need to change your Twitch handle to banned chatter. Okay, instead of ignored chatter. So you can get the fuck out of here. Just put in an unban request later. You probably can't even hear me, but put in an unban request later and I'll unban you. But I'm not having this conversation with you. I've already covered that in a different video. You have casuals complaining that they don't release content when they release content for casuals more than any other player in this fucking game. What kind of sense does that make? And the thing is that like Dawntrail, we're getting more content in Dawntrail than any other expansion. Any other expansion. We are getting more shit in this expansion than any other. And people are still pissed. More than Stormblood? Yes, because in Stormblood we got Heaven on High and we got Eureka, right? So in this expansion, we're going to get that new deep dungeon and then we got OC. But what we did not get in Stormblood was we did not get the Unreal. The Unreals weren't in Stormblood. And also the Chaotic Alliance wasn't in Stormblood. So this expansion, we are literally getting more content than any other expansion. It's a wild take that Dawntrail has more content than Endwalker. What? No, that's... Wait, what? How is that wild? Do people even know what the fuck came out and what? Wait, hold on. Now I gotta ban you, man. Who the fuck said that? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You gotta get the fuck out of here, okay? I'm sorry, man. Put in a ban request later, okay? I gotta ban you because I banned that other idiot. I gotta remain fair, okay? I gotta remain fair. See, and these are the type of people that have no fucking clue what the fuck came out when. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here's what I want you to do. For everybody trying to prove me wrong that we are getting no content in Dawntrail, I want you to look at everything they've released thus far, and then I want you to go back to literally any other expansion, okay? Literally any other expansion, and I want you to compare the release of shit thus far. I'm not saying the whole expansion. I'm saying up until this point. I want you to compare. Now, I want you to remember that. Man, who the fuck am I taught? Man, ain't nobody gonna fucking do that. Okay, look, we are getting more shit. The people that are saying that Dawntrail doesn't have any content, they literally have no fucking clue what they're talking about. Shouldn't we have more content since the game grew bigger? Yes, but that's not how Square Enix works. MMOs are a business. You think that just because the game is bigger, we're gonna get more content? What? No. No, it's typically the other way around. If the game gets bigger and they're going to be like, okay, well, let's just keep it the same because we don't need to add anything anymore because, well, we're really popular and all that. Like, bro. Okay, in all seriousness, Dawntrail has more content thus far than any other expansion. You can agree with that. You can disagree with that. But it is objectively true. Unless I'm crazy. I don't think I'm crazy, but it's possible. Anyway, look, we're getting off topic, we're getting off subject. The most important thing here is that this is what I think the timeline of the remainder of the expansion is going to be. Okay, this is what I think is going to happen. I think the current game is dog shit because it's in a lull. It's supposed to be dog shit because there's nothing to fucking do. Okay, well for a lot of people, it's in between patches. This is normal. Okay, this is normal. People that are saying and getting upset because it's happening, they haven't played the game. They don't know, like they're not used to these lull points. Okay. 7.3 is going to come out. It is going to pick up a little bit because I do think that the Extreme will be good. I have high expectations for the Extreme, and my reason being is because the other Extremes were awesome. I think this one is going to be good too. The battle content in this expansion is amazing. So logic would suggest that the upcoming content is going to be good too. Will it? I don't know. I think it's going to be. It could also be shit. The 24-man is going to come out. There's going to be a new Unreal, a much better Unreal. Okay, so we're getting new shit. Okay, then later we're going to get the Deep Dungeon, which a lot of people enjoy Deep Dungeon. You know, I'm going to do Deep Dungeon at least once. You know, I'm going to run through it at least one time. So there's going to be that. You're also going to be able to level in Deep Dungeon as well. So it's going to hit like multiple, demographs or whatever. You know, so the game will pick up a little bit. Okay, right here. Now, after a month or so, the game is going to be really shit because they're going to be done with the 24-man. They're going to be done with the Extreme. Pretty much the only recurring content is going to be the Deep Dungeon, barely, that type of shit. So the game is going to be really, really bad. Okay, guys, expect an Exodus or whatever, okay? Then the new Savage is going to be released. That shit is going to be popping, dude. It's going to be I have high hopes that the raid tier is going to be very good. It's going to be really, really fucking awesome. Wuk Lamat is going to fucking get abducted by aliens or shit. And not only are the story Andies happy, but also the raiders are happy. The game is going to be fucking great. And then Ultimate is going to be released. And there's going to be so much fucking hype. People are going to be progging the Ultimate. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do. Somewhere in here, we're going to get another Fork Tower. We're going to get another Criterion. The implementation of the Fork Tower is guaranteed to be different, or at least a little better to where you can queue in. There's going to be a lot of good things coming up, but you have to go down first before you can go back up. Okay, it's going to have like a rebound effect or some shit. This is what I think. So maybe I'm wrong, and I really hope that I'm not wrong because I think this benefits everybody, right? Like, I feel like that this timeline benefits everybody. The story Andies are happy. The raiders are happy. You can mix in some more casual content, some more mid-core content. Basically, my mentality, man, is I want everybody to be happy playing this game. Let me ask you guys a question right now, and this might be a stupid question, right? How many people started to play this game and it changed their life? And when I say change your life, it doesn't have to be some drastic change. But let me tell you my experience. Because me, it fucking changed my life. It changed my life because I met some of my best fucking friends. Okay? Not me, not really, not you. Okay. Well, for me and my experience, it changed my life. It gave me not only a career, but also some of the best friends that I've ever met. You know, a friend of me said the other day, and I always thought it was weird. She wanted to meet like more people in RL. And I thought to myself, why? Because I actually value people like my friends online. I value them just as much as people I've met in real life. Some of the best friends that I've ever had, I've actually met online. One of the best friends and one of the best people that I've ever met was Marlby. Marlby did more for me than almost any friend that I knew. Marlby was my roommate. Now, we're not roommates anymore because he ended up moving in with his girlfriend, like across the country. But the reason why Marlby is such an important person to me in my life, now we don't really talk too much anymore. I mean, we're not like on bad terms or anything. It's just one of those things where like you ever have a friend and you just go different paths in life. You know what I mean? And he's like one of those people. He's one of those people that even though we haven't spoke in like, I don't know, a few months, you can pick up the conversation exactly where you left it off. For those of you that don't know, before I became a streamer, okay, so I was like, well, I guess it was in my very early phases. So I was like 29 years old at the time. I'm 40 now. So this was like 11 years ago. I met Marlby through Final Fantasy XIV. And this is why Final Fantasy XIV is always so special to me, man. That's why I'm always going to play this game. I will, like Final Fantasy XIV for me is like a marriage. I'm going to stay with this game through the ups, through the downs. I'm going to love this game because this game changed who I am as a person. And I know that sounds stupid, but there's a lot of events in my life that tie directly to this game. Marlby, I met him playing this game, and we knew each other for a whole year. And, you know, we talked, we hung out, we raided together and all that shit. And then the place I was living became like unsustainable for me because I was so ridiculously broke, like living paycheck to paycheck, eating Chef Boyardee, you know, ramen noodle, like 10-cent ramen noodles, that kind of broke. I'm talking fucking broke, bro. Okay. So I was talking to Marlby and I said, hey man, you know, because Marlby lived on his own. He had a 1-bedroom living on his own. I'm like, hey man, you know, we should move in together, save some money. And I'd said it jokingly. You know, it was one of those half jokes. It's like when you're talking to somebody, right, that you're romantically interested in, and you're like, oh man, you would look great in that. And like, you're half saying, hey, try it on and send me a picture. But you're also saying, you know, you're saying like two things at once, right? Gauge. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's what I was doing with Marlby, but in a heterosexual way, not in a homosexual way. Okay. And he was like, yeah, sure. Fuck it. Let's go, man. Yeah, I'm down. Let's get an apartment. And I was like, wait, really? Really? Now keep in mind, this is a person that lived multiple states across. So for those of you that don't live in the States, because like, you know, United States is huge in comparison to some other countries. So to give you an example of how far away me and Marlby originally lived from each other, it took me 11 and a half hours driving time to get here. Okay. So that's how far away it was. So like, you know, plane, it's not that bad, but when you're driving, it took 11 and a half hours. So I had to drive that 11 and a half hours. Okay. So we ended up getting in a place together. Now that allowed me to not only stream full time stream full time, but now granted during this time, I wasn't making any money. I was still living paycheck to paycheck. But my point being is that he helped me. He helped me out by getting an apartment with me when he didn't need to, but I needed it. So that's the first thing he helped me out with. The second thing he helped me out with was fitness. I used to weigh like 270, like 70, 75 pounds, somewhere around there. I was insanely unhealthy. I was extremely fat. I made a bunch of really bad decisions I made a bunch of unhealthy decisions for my body because I really, really needed to stream. Anyway, Marlby is a very important person to me. And going back to the original discussion, Final Fantasy changed my life. It gave me a career, and it also made me meet some of my best friends, like Zerf, he's in chat, one of my best friends. Todd, he was in chat. Some of my best friends. Ark, Darwin. Now we're not on speaking terms now, but Darwin is still one of my best friends. If he were to just text me out of the blue and was like, hey man, you know, I'm in some shit, I need some help, I would be there 100%. Arthur's my best friend. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, I love Arthur's. I would do anything for him, you know? So my point being here, man, is Final Fantasy Final Fantasy to me it's not a game. It's not a career. It has transcended beyond all of that. It is a way of life. It is a part of my life. And I'm going to play that until it's done. The thing is, guys, and maybe some of you that are older in chat, maybe you'll agree with me on this. It's not about how long something will last. It's about the time spent and how good it was when it lasted. Anyway, this is what I predict is going to happen. Okay? This is what I predict is going to happen. If I'm wrong, I'll get 50 subs. But if I'm right, chat's going to have to give some subs. Yeah. You will say you are right no matter what. Oh, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. You've been here long enough. You know what? Fuck you. And you know why? Fuck you. Because you've been here for so fucking long. You've been following for almost 2 fucking years. You've been here for a long time and all you do is shit talk. All you do is fucking shit talk. Look, you're so stupid. You don't even have a profile picture. It's that dumbass default shit. Okay. You should rename your fucking Twitch channel to Island Default. Okay. You've been here for so long, and you know that if I'm wrong, I will admit to it. So like after all that ranting and looping and shit, let's actually go back. Let's actually look at this. Yeah, so this I completely agree with 100%. Okay, so then this is Todd's tweet that got like people upset or some shit.